Good morning, everyone. We've got about a minute to go. I know this week is extremely busy for everyone. There's so many gatherings across our state, as well as the other work that adds on top of it. So we'll be starting in just a minute. And I've got the agenda on the screen. It's very simple with a lot of great information. Okay, I took a shot of tequila. All right, ready to go. We're all ready to go. Here we go. Good morning. So let's go ahead and begin. Like I said, we've got a lot of gatherings across our state and very pleased we have about 13 participants today. So thank you for spending time with us today. Wendy, I'll let you go ahead, and if you would like to share your screen or just visit with us, that would be great.
It looks like I can share my screen, but somebody has to give me access. Should I go ahead and do that that way? Let me try that again down here. Oh, now I got it.
Perfect.
Hey, so welcome this morning. I know there's a lot of information to cover, and one of the things that I wanted to go over, if you haven't seen already, is our new ESSER website. So that has a wealth of information starting at sort of a high level. We've got Montana schools allocation and then the state allocation that you can see. We then have a section that's highlighting certain areas and the wonderful thermometer that shows the spend down on these various items. And then we have our drop down accordions, as they're called, that talk a lot about different resources that you have available. So one of them that I wanted to highlight that's been going on is all the training that we have. Again, we're doing that monthly, and we will post it on our site after each month, so you can go back and look at those if you want. There are a variety of different topics. We're trying to loop them through each month so that you'll have additional resources, but also some updates on items that are there. Also, I wanted to show you how you can look at each of your individual districts or areas that you might be interested in looking at. What is the spend down? What are you at right now in terms of allocations? There are a couple of ways to do that. You can go into GEMS and select a particular school district and indicate how much has been allocated and what the spend down is. You can also go look at a monthly report that's being produced, and that's being sent out at a little bit more detailed level to indicate how that district is doing in each of the different areas, ESSER 1, 2, and 3. So that's on there as well. A couple of highlights on the ESSER 1 is the deadline for liquidation. And you can go into, we'll have this on our website. You can look at a liquidation extension document that was put out by the Department of Ed on the 29th. And then there's also a extension letter and template. So they kind of go together if a district wants an extension. The Office of Public Instruction has been making significant number of phone calls and emails sending out to individual districts asking if there are any questions on this process, helping them with it if they have any. Again, this is only with ESSER 1. The anticipation is that there will be something similar for ESSER 2 and 3, but it is not there yet. Lastly, on that Department of Education announcement side, we also have a disposition letter that's gone out to the EANS, the non-public school side of the ESSER funding. And that letter also talks about, so as money was spent on different item purchases, how do those get brought back, or what is the disposition of those? So those are just a few of the things that we're working on in the ESSER and EANS world. We also are continuing with opening a grant for after school and summer enrichment, which will be combined and have the ability for districts and non-publics to apply for one semester or one of 2 or 3. So you can do a fall, spring, or summer. Are there any questions?
Thank you, Wendy. I very much appreciate it. And one of the things that we look at here are the amendments that are coming in through ESSER. And we want to make sure that those amendments happen smoothly. So within your discussion with your constituency, please share with them that if they, need to get a hold of Wendy or Rebecca, or even in school finance, because a lot of these dollars are supplantable with general fund, and the looking at these for the time frame that they have, they're flexible. So we want to make sure that we serve our schools in the manner of when they need us and how they need us. So we are here if indeed there are any questions. Get a hold of Wendy. And Wendy, in your chat, in the chat box, if you just put your email and your desk phone number, that would be great. Perfect.
Yes,
Thank you. Dr. Mergel, let's go ahead and let's discuss this Montana Alternative Student Testing. Great opportunity that we have right now and ready to be launched. Julie.
Thank you, Superintendent Arnson. It's good to see each and every one of you. I just want to double check. Can you see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. So I am super excited that we are actually launching right now on another line our Montana Alternative Student Testing Pilot, known as Mast. And so the assessment pilot is an opportunity here at the state of Montana to take a look at replacing the summative assessment that we traditionally do at the end of the year. That's a single assessment that is not connected tightly to teaching and learning, with what we call a through-year assessment. And so it's assessment that is given throughout the year that adds up then to the overall total summative score. And so we are currently in this pilot and trying to prove to the Department of Education that this through-year course assessment could indeed replace the SBAC that we traditionally give at the end of the year for our 3rd through 8th graders in math and ELA. One other exciting thing about this pilot that we'll be exploring in the upcoming school year, not this first year, is alignment to the scope and sequence. So flexibly allowing school districts to say, this is the content we're teaching at this time. We want to test this at this particular point, so that those are better aligned, so that the assessment is actually assessing the teaching and learning that is occurring at the local school district in real time. We do have some great links here for you where you can go, and I'll be sure that Brian does send this out to you so you can go here. But we have a link on our website with all the details about this program. There's an FAQ document on there. There's a toolkit on there. There's a much more detailed information that you can locate about this pilot on our webpage. Some key dates of what's happening right now. We're offering 2 sessions as we get prepared for our first testing administration window in November, on November 7th. We have session 1 and session 2. So our school districts get the ability to choose 1 hour that they'll attend, either on the 18th at 9:30 to 10:30 or 3:30 to 4:30, the 26th for an hour at either one of these 2 sessions. They're repeat sessions, but we are recording them as well, and we'll be posting that recording to our website. So folks who may not be able to attend that first session can go ahead and make up that time. What session 1 is really just preparing what the pilot is about, getting our teachers ready to know what they're going to be doing on the test, how to get it uploaded onto their devices, kind of the nuts and bolts of getting ready. And then session 2 is much more tutorial about the actual kite tool. That's the administration platform similar to our Tide interface that will go into detail for our teachers around. This is where you can find your information. This is where you log in. This is where your students log in, and all of that great information. Again, that's going to be 4 different options for our teachers for session 2. These are the testing windows. What I tell you is that in the toolkit for all of this information for our districts is lots of like a tip sheet of what's happening in professional development today, as well as testing manuals on how to upload these different devices on the different types of software, if you will, and how to do that. So whether it's a Chromebook or whether it's an iPad, those manuals to really kind of go through it. And that's what we're talking about on the other channel. Here's a map of the participating districts. I am super excited to see that we have 45 school districts participating across the state of Montana. I mean, it is really quite amazing to see, from AA schools down to C schools, from the northwest corner to the northeast corner. So I'm super excited about that. We had a goal for this pilot to reach 30 participating districts, and we've got 45. And so we are just super excited about this partnership with our school districts and the willingness of our teachers and our students and our communities to invest in an innovative model. You can see here we had a goal of reaching 1,600 students in 5th grade and 1,600 students in 7th grade to take this test so that we can really be validating the reliability of these questions and proving that it can sum up to a total summative score for our accountability purposes. And you'll see here we've got well over 2,000 in each of those grade levels. So again, super excited to be having our school districts really investing in this pilot. There's some contact information here. If there's any questions that you have or more information that you want to know, we are working with our new Meridian partner. Just so you know, this first year is being funded through EdFirst grant. And then we did receive at the state of Montana a CGSA grant from the U.S. Department of Education that will be funding the grant for the 4 years after that. And so New Meridian is our partner in this pilot. And so they also have a website available if there's some questions that you have directly for the vendor. And then, of course, the staff here. And then we have a partner with Ed Northwest, who's also just helping us as we're implementing this out over at Northwest. So lots of great opportunities and great tools and information. I stand for any questions that any of you might have.
Thank you, Dr. Mergel. Anybody have your hand raised? I'm just trying to recognize to see if there's any questions. Check out the website. And again, the contact information is there. If you have any questions for your constituencies or how this thing works. I'm really proud of the teachers. As a teacher myself, the teachers are going to be giving these testlets. And then also, these 45 school districts will also be giving that summative statewide test. That is the federal law. And of course, we're going to be following the law. We are going to be putting in for another opportunity, and I see we have some of our federal partners here, another opportunity to remove that federal test while we go further into our pilot. And that will be a request that we ask for letters of support from the Board of Public Education, the governor's office, and of course from our congressional and Senate delegation. But this is exciting. And again, coming back to that teacher, because that's where the teaching and learning happens, is in that individual classroom. So more of this will be happening as we progress down on this journey to our next education advocates. Any questions you might have of the OPI on anything at all? I do recognize we have Mr. Williams who is our expert in special education. I don't know, JP, if you wanted to just share a few words before we close out.
Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for being involved in this important work. Dr. Julie Mergel, commendations to you and the team. This is just a phenomenal step forward in innovation opportunity for putting data together with curriculum and instruction and really seeing how that balances out in the state of Montana. I was excited because we did have our first special education advisory panel this past week, and we have 21 members who are excited about helping students and families in special education. We have a great chair this year, Marissa Britton Bostwick, who is actually over correctional education and very key personnel for the state of Montana when we talk about special education. But thank you, Superintendent Arntzen. I commend everybody on their work and such a great opportunity for Montana. Way to go.
Excellent. Thank you, JP. Any other further questions? Thank you. Blessings to all. It's a very busy week as everyone journeys. Come back to home safe. Remember families, and more important, thanks for putting our children first. Stay well. Blessings.